thought you, of all people, would listen to reason.
I don't listen to fucking maniacs.
I am the one who killed your fucking father! Isaac Axstromer, you must be the dumbest blood warden to have ever existed.
Do you know what you sound like? You sound like a very scared little person that has no idea what exists beyond mortality. You are young, and you are foolish, and we are going to kill you.
Tread lightly. They are close, my dear, where the trees did grow. Ring the bell that's in their hearts underneath the snow.
Your mother was the only worthwhile fighter in your whole village. And he snaps his fingers. And you die. Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Unbalanced Encounters, the only show that dares to ask, what if I spent 2 years trying to kill Emily's character only for her to do it by choice? I'm your host, Patrick Paridi. Say hi, everybody, but Emily.
Hi.
Huh?
Hi.
What do you mean? Where's my friend Emily? Wait. We're in this room recording this all together and Emily's just not here?
She's just gone. She's just gone.
Good riddance, I say. Get out of here.
There's a little card that says Emily.
Emily's seat
here.
at the table is vacant. There's a little like in memoriam placard hanging over the back of the chair.
In the arms of- Y'all hear that? What is
For
happening?
just $1 a day.
Who's
you.
playing that music?
So we're gonna be having to deal with that. We're gonna be having to deal with that situation here momentarily. But we're not quite at that point yet, because where we last left off, Saphra dead, fully dead. Power word killed, dead, fully dead. Right, done. Thanos into oblivion. Matron also dead. Wildly enough, dead by acid laking. And the three of you are currently disbanded, navigating your way through your various mind fortresses corrupted by these blood vines. And we are going to start with June. June, you and Scrumpy have just stepped into the elevator, leading from a room that looks nigh identical to that of Grand Matron Riley Trent's office. It didn't behave quite the same way. You reached for books, and they were all the same book, whichever book you happened to need at the moment. Scrumpy had indicated that he had been down there, I think, for like 6 generations, is how he put it. Something just like outlandish. But the two of you have stepped into this glowing blue-green elevator and are moving up this long, ossified tunnel. And it takes longer than the elevator in the actual Grand Matron's office ever would have taken, but time is fucky here, so maybe that's not the most surprising. I'm curious if you have anything to say to Scrumpy as you are trying to make your way out of this place.
Have you ever found out the truth about somebody's death and realized that you might have always known, and finding out doesn't make you feel any better?
Was that like a specific question to your life, June? Cause like, yeah. Believe it or not, that happened to me when I was... God, I couldn't have been more than 18.
How do you deal with it? Because I just feel rage.
I'm not entirely sure I'm the best person to ask, because I have really spent a lot of time at the bottom of a bottle. And I'm not entirely sure that was the best way to deal with that situation. A lot of time running, too.
I thought I'd have peace. And instead, I feel like my body is about to just rip in two.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've spent a lot of time running away from the way things make me feel, June. I'm not gonna pretend for 1 second that I could give you any helpful advice, but there's something that I've held close, something my mother used to say a lot when I was growing up, that we used to take these long walks in the woods and we'd see these little lizards, these geckos, in the trees, and she would say, Sherman, you know the world can be a big and scary place, but the lizards know what to do. The world knows how to take care of itself. So listen to your heart and try your best to think like a lizard.
Some good advice. I'm gonna need to work on feeling like a lizard and not like a dragon on fire.
I mean, that's an apt metaphor. If you want to bring this to Saphra, she might have better advice than I do.
I hope we get back to all of them soon. Thank you for listening to me.
Anytime.
I'm sorry that you experienced something similar at such a young age.
Well, when you got parents and uncles in politics, it's only a matter of time, eh? Leadership ain't without its costs.
This is the longest elevator ride ever.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. This is taking fucking forever. What is the plan when we get out to the other side? Are we making a break for it? Is there somewhere for us to go? Because I'm going to be honest, I still really haven't gotten anywhere near my full strength back, and that's not exactly saying much to begin with.
You know what? Everybody is fine. Everything is totally fine. Everything's going to be great. We're gonna get out there. Maybe have a cocktail later. It'll be fun. Look, see, compartmentalizing.
And as soon as you say compartmentalizing, you hear bing, and the doors open, and you find yourself staring at the back of the Elder Spore Myconid Vine Golem.
Close the door.
There's no button. You can't interact with this. There's just a hole in this ossified tree, this petrified tree that led down into this space. And you are staring back out into the petrified forest that your mind palace became. And probably about 10, maybe 15 feet in front of this doorway is this giant, hulking, writhing mass of vines in the rough shape of an Elder Spore Myconid. It hasn't seen you yet, and I would like you to please give me a quick perception check.
18.
Okay, 18 is very good. There are no other entrances into any one of these trees except at a 90-degree angle to where this vine golem is, about 120 feet down the way, is a wooden door with a stained glass window, not affixed to anything.
Can't run through a tree with a little guy. So she was just talking to Scrumpy about feeling like she could just tear into two. And she just digs right into that because she kind of feels like she doesn't know she doesn't want to fight this thing. She starts to see just like a little glimmer about 30 feet away from her in a tree. And she starts to imagine herself on that tree as if she could lead this thing away from her and Scrumpy. And very slowly, it starts to build out from itself. And it's a perfect wireframe blue glowing of June up in a tree. And what I want to do is distract this thing and pull it towards that so that we could try to dart the other direction.
Could you please roll me a proficient wisdom check?
18, 19, 20, 21.
I was looking for a 20. The light shimmers. Scrumpy's eyes widen. June, your wireframe, extended from you, hangs from the bough of this tree. What does it look like as it tries to get this golem's attention?
Like it stands up on the bough and flips off 2 birds at this motherfucking thing.
The vine golem, having been searching for you for countless eons as you spent time down below, sees your wireframe and gorilla-like charges in its direction.
I want to get Scrumpy onto my back like a little backpack. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the dash action so that I can keep my speed up.
Well, the way we're going to represent this is I'm just going to ask you to make me an acrobatics check at advantage.
Okay. First one is a 23, and the second one is a 15, so yes, 20.
Yeah, either way, without being spotted, you hike Scrumpy up on your back, and with a lightness, a freedom of movement that is somewhat new to you, you tear off down this corridor and arrive at this door. And you throw it open, step through, and it vanishes. And we cut. A guard.
Yes.
You are in the reliquary with Pancakes and Reevesy. You've been spending the time here just in this space, like collecting important things from the reliquary. How are you getting things out of here?
What is the way out of this space?
So there's the door that you came in that ostensibly leads back into that sort of endless hallway that has been leading off to all these other rooms. It's just open. You have not yet figured out how that interconnects to everybody. You haven't figured out how you get back to everybody else.
Do I understand that I'm stuck in my mind space and that walking down the hallway would be really tedious?
Yeah, you figured out. I mean, in the last episode, you figured out like real fucking hard that this is more bullshit, like spaceless, timeless illusion.
Okay. Then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna punch a hole through the wall and just walk out of my mind space and go back to regular space.
Amazing. Go ahead and give me. What are we gonna make this? Your perception's not bad, right?
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Natural 1.
You're gonna get advantage from the little guys.
Natural 20.
Are you kidding
What?
me?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you legitimately, you like go, you cock your fist back to put it through the fucking wall, and you know, having explained what you're planning on doing, and Pancakes goes, "Wait, there's a window over here," and you turn slightly and see that indeed there is a stained glass window in the wall that you just put your fist through, and June, as soon as you slam that door, Guard's fist comes through the window and you have to like dodge your head out of the way.
Oh god!
Guard, you see June on the other side of this hole.
Juniper, hello.
Hi,
I have all the stuff.
I have a scrumpy. And she'll turn with him on her back.
My God.
Do you guys want to help me take all these weapons and stuff out?
It seems reasonable. I'm not really sure what the fuck is going on here spatially, but you know.
We're in my mind.
You know what? That honestly explains so fucking much.
Just weapons. Tons of guards' mine. Just kill and destroy everything. Weapons of mass destruction. All right, let's go.
And then I'm just going to point into the room at all the crates of weapons and armaments and stuff.
You guys start pulling stuff out of the reliquary. Pancakes has just like a stack of crates, like 3 crates just on top of me. He's just like spider walking, like, and you guys manage to get all of the relics out of the space. I am curious. We're gonna get to this in a little bit, but I want you two to start thinking about what you are going to be taking from this space, and that will ultimately be limited to like what you can realistically carry, right?
Is there anything interesting to take other than a cannon for me, realistically?
The Guardian Glider, which gives you a glide speed.
Okay.
So we cut to Isaac. Isaac, you have been wandering this space with Horace for some time. And I think that you keep trying rooms, just searching for an out, and just like another room to this very lush palace that you've concocted that has been absolutely flooded with fountains of blood and other viscerally disturbing imagery.
Nope, don't go in that one. Just gonna lock that door. Mm-hmm.
You throw open a door, it's just a void screaming in your face. You're just like, no.
I hear you, but no.
Curious if there's anything that you are saying to Horace as you're kind of taking this little journey.
So, Horace, when you joined the Agravarian security force, did they give you any, feedback on whether you'd be in this type of situation? Nope, not that though.
No, I can't say that they did. I was pretty well informed that I was going to be providing high-level logistical and combat advice for moving troops. This was not what I had in mind at all.
You need to pay. You need to tell them to pay you a little extra. Get a little more for your pay stub.
Well.
Oh God! He slams another door. This place sucks.
What in the hell is this place? Why is it so fucked up?
I've been taking everything in stride since I left Raleigh. It's been a bunch. It's been a lot. What's this one? Green room. I don't think we should go in this one. This one looks a little.
Is that Mr. Spinx?
What is?
Why does he have cucumbers on his eyes?
Oh, he looks so. He looks at ease. Let's leave him alone.
All right, yeah, it's probably fine.
All right, more questions to keep our stress levels down. Possibly not yours, depending on how you take this one. How's the family life? As it came out my mouth, probably not the best question as of right now. We can keep moving on if you don't feel.
Safra told me that your father was like a therapist of some kind.
Yes.
Is your whole thing just like a rebellion against that, or what's the situation here?
I think it's more of hard-headedness and more of being a mama's boy, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, well, my sons are the same way. Always have been.
Isaac just goes, "Eesh," and just keeps walking, just not answer.
If I can confide in you, Isaac.
Of course.
I am not expecting much news of my wife. I am assuming fairly readily that because none of you mentioned her and she was not with you, that she did not survive.
Those skills of perception seem to have come from this parent, I presume.
Safra's expertise in survival is a hereditary trait, yes.
Possibly from you, seeing as how... Nope, that wasn't good. So,
There were so many tentacles behind that door. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. And they were like, I was expecting them to be like, and like attack us, but they were more of like, oh, come on in, have a good time.
No, that's not good energy. No, absolutely the fuck
We need to
not.
have like a conversation first. They need to work on that.
He kind of like goes up to a door and sort of looks through a little window and says, "I'm going to be honest with you. This room is entirely empty except for Bartleby."
What? And I open the door.
How you doing, boss?
What are you doing here?
I honestly haven't the foggiest idea.
Get your little ass over here. Hate to see you.
How'd the fight go?
Oh, honestly, I probably got hit in the head too many times, so,
Remind me, getting hit in the head bad for your kind, right?
Yes, it's kind of like if you were cut from your whole hive mind entirely.
Ooh, that doesn't feel particularly pleasant. I'd forget all my turtle facts.
Okay, so like, is the turtle facts just a you thing, or do all of the, like, if I go up to another fungus person?
I think the answer to that question is just yes.
He just nods. He's like, you understand. You know what's up.
Oh yeah, and then I lean over to Harris. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man.
No, I haven't the slightest fucking clue. Look, I don't know if you've noticed, but the surface that we're kind of walking on has changed pretty substantially over the last couple of minutes. It was like marble and gold back there, which was a little on the ostentatious side, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
It's now kind of plank wood, and I think we're maybe getting to the end of this. There's a door actually at the end of the hallway. I don't know if that might be a trap. I really have no idea what's going on, but it might be worth thinking
I'm gonna
about.
be honest with you. I was making sure that I was fully there with you when you were consoling me. So like I was completely mind blank, wasn't paying attention to much. So I appreciate the fact that you could, multitask in that situation. I thank you for that. Yeah,
So
let's check this out.
All right, let's go.
See, I listen to my dad sometimes.
You get to the end of the hallway, you open the door, and it opens right as guard you had closed it sort of for the final time, having emptied out the reliquary. And it's just Isaac and Bartleby and Horace.
Horace, you're a genius.
I fucking guess, my guy. I honestly have no idea. Hi, guard. Hello, Juniper.
June's just holding like tons of like weapons and armor and a scrumpy. Hi. All right, where's Saphra?
I thought she was with you.
Oh no! Don't put that on me. Because I thought she
It
was
points
with
to
you.
guard. I thought she was with you.
I was in charge of the little ones, and I point at Pancake and Reevesy.
Hi.
Well, Bartleby, how do you feel about that situation?
Well, I don't really know exactly what the plan was. Nobody really discussed it with me ahead of time, but...
Bartleby!
Hello! How you doing, boss?
Good to see you again.
Oui.
So where is Harissa?
How? Let's get out of here. Maybe we just get out of this room.
Well, yeah,
We are
usually-
not in a room. We are in the endless expanse of the vacant Eastern Wields afterlife.
Yeah, the rules don't work here. Watch, I punch a hole in another window.
You just punch like out into the purple, and like another window materializes around your wrist, broken already?
How convenient.
See?
Did you just put that window there?
Yes.
So you guys are back out into the nether space, right? Like that door led to the front door of this wooden fortress that has sort of rematerialized in the space, and you are at the bottom of the ravine that you all climb down to get into these various sort of mined palaces. You've recollapsed into a shared, albeit still fucking weird, space, and it is kind of outside, at least compared to where you just were.
Does anyone have an object of Harissa's? An arrow, a bracelet, perhaps a letter of friendship?
Well, Mr. Spinx keeps giving me these calling cards every once in a while. Look, it's got it's Mr. Senor Spinx.
Senor?
May I see that one? May I see it?
Mr. Senor Spinx.
Yes.
Mr.
Why-
Mr. Spinx.
Why does he have a job title on these?
I don't know.
Senior executive producer? What does that mean?
What is a producer?
I have no idea.
What is an exec? He must seem. He kills an He's an executor. Executor.
Possibly. Oh wait, hold on.
Executioner, yes.
I got
yes,
this
yes.
other card. It says Mr. Doctor Senior.
Give me the
Spinx.
card for a second.
Why does that one have CPO
HUD.
written on it?
I'm gonna
HUD
take.
in-
I'm gonna ignore everything they say. I'm gonna grab the card in the like the raven hand, in the
Sure, yeah.
bird claw hand,
Yeah.
Why is he in a suit in this picture?
which is, if I remember correctly, the guide.
Yes, it is.
And I am going to. This is so stupid. I'm gonna cover my eyes, and I'm gonna hold the card up with the hand, and I'm gonna just run forward into the nothing. And I'm gonna hope that's. I'm just counting on.
God.
I'm throwing it to fate.
Damn,
All
if
right.
only I had a spell for this.
Guard, could I please have you roll me an unproficient wisdom check?
That's a natural 1.
Okay, Guard, you just start running, and with that, we're gonna cut.
Oh my god.
This is gonna work.
Hey, Emily, how you doing?
Am I allowed back at the table now? I'm doing okay.
So you're dead,
Yep.
which was a choice,
Yep.
and we're gonna deal with how to resolve that narratively and mechanically, kind of based on how you interpret this next scene, what you choose to do in this next scene. Because for the moment, having made your decision and simply ceased existing, you wake up in a somewhat uncomfortable pile of rocks.
Oh god, what the? Oh, my back. Oh, I'm gonna be feeling that one for days.
You get up, stretch, crack your back, and look around and see that this is most probably the site of a rock slide. You are kind of on a slope, on a hill. There are displaced boulders, gravel, and stones, many of which are probably somewhere between the size of your fist and the size of your head.
Mm-hmm.
There are no trees. There are no birds. Nothing as of yet lives in this space. But there is a hill you could crest.
I think slowly Saphira will get up, sort of dust herself off, and start to crest that hill. See if there's anything on the other side. Maybe she's back outside and Jonathan has sunk lower down or something like she was before.
As you approach, obviously it's rough going, right? Like you keep hitting these rocks, they're sliding out from under you, and you are, I think, immune to difficult terrain. So like it doesn't slow you down any, but there is a little bit of acrobatics that needs to be involved here, and you keep causing the clatter of more rocks kind of down this cliff. And as you get closer, you start to realize that that clattering is not just happening underfoot. It's also happening in the middle distance on the other side of this hill. Someone is over there.
Hearing that someone else is disturbing rocks on the other side of the hill, I am going to sneak and sort of kind of hands and knees get up to the top.
Give me a stealth check.
Ooh, 21.
You crest this hill silently and refrain from moving any additional rocks in your path. And what you see on the other side is an ocean of gravel. meticulously planted and raked into something not unlike a Zen garden. And at the foot of the hill, you see a figure who has a boulder that is probably about 4 foot in diameter, kind of lifted up overhead. And this individual is pretty small, maybe only about 4 foot tall, but stout. And casting just a little bit of shadow, and you see them kind of walk toward a slightly less well-kempt corner of this Zen garden.
Is there anything else I can make out about this person? Just that they're small and carrying a really big boulder.
Give me a perception or investigation check, your choice.
A 22.
So the first thing that you can make out about this figure is that they are dressed as an ascetic. They are bound in rags and very tattered cloth, very simple linen, natural colors. They have wraps around their hands, presumably to pad them from the sharper edges of these rocks. A perfectly smooth head that, as you catch in sort of quite the right light, you see is somewhat leathery. And you watch this individual for a couple of minutes move this boulder into place, take their arms and just begin to squeeze. And the rock splinters and cracks and crunches until it finally gives into a pile of rubble. And this individual takes a knee and with clawed hand begins raking geometry into the dust.
Do I recognize the geometry that they're doing?
You do.
What is it?
You, I think, actually have to stand up to get the full effect of this. But you do, and you do so silently. It's filigree at a scale that you have never even conceived before.
Well, what is the worst that could happen? Now, I feel like I have... Anyway, alright, and Saphira is going to slide down the other side of the hill to get down to where this person thing is, and hope I am not squashed like a rock.
You approach cautiously, and at no point do they acknowledge your approach.
Hello?
Saphira. This thing stands to its full 4 foot, kind of cracks its back. I was expecting you.
Firstly, who are you? And secondly, where is this?
Mortals are so impatient, even after death.
Well, listen. Mortals only have a certain amount of time, so we want to make the most of it.
About that.
What is... Okay, listen. You keep saying things that is making me question things. So, where are we?
We are in a place that would take perhaps a bit too much time to explain. This is the garden that I tend. This is the anchoring between worlds.
I know you haven't answered, but you're Jonathan, aren't you?
I have to give it to the Tanine. They're cleverer than most.
I have been in a few different dimensions in the last a little while. There was the netherworld, there was some kind of dream in a mind space I was in, and I met the vine guy inside of you. for a little while. So
That
where
last
is
one's
this...
not really another dimension. It is just a cave.
I mean, don't do yourself down like that. But what is this other place? So this isn't this isn't. I help me understand what is happening.
Right. Here's the situation. You're dead.
I don't feel dead.
And that's on me. I wanted to take my time in thanking you properly.
Does that mean once we're finished here, I disappear?
Well, once we're finished here, you go back to the afterlife. You've been in and out a few times in the last 20 minutes or so it won't exactly be new.
My concern is there is nothing there.
A blessing in this moment, if a dubious one.
Why is that a blessing? Spending an eternity alone.
Walk with me. Saphra Harissa. And I will tell you why.
Alright, well apparently we have all the time in the world now, so...
When the Eastern Wields were destroyed, so too was the last remnant of what you know to be the witness, Shahida. There was nothing left to tether the afterlife to any sense of time, place, or reality. Nothing analogous to the bathhouse that the learner runs. No one to run it. And over time it became simple and primordial, reverting to a state much like it once was before reincarnation.
So this is what the afterlife looked like before reincarnation was ever a thing? Before, like, the bathhouse with Gambild and...
Yes, it is. But before there was reincarnation, the souls of mortals grew back as trees, outcroppings of the Reclaimer. You know them as Elderwood.
Elderwood trees are dead people?
Very indirectly. But we'll go with it for simplicity's sake.
Alright. Does that mean I'm going to become an Elderwood tree?
He shakes his head. Here's where the dubious good luck comes in. Reincarnation exists. It is a principle that has been established in our world. When you die, you go to the afterlife. What happens in the afterlife is determined by whoever stewards it. Given that there's no one to steward this particular afterlife, there's nothing to stop you from leaving.
But what about people who don't want to leave? People who want to be reincarnated? What happens to them? Do they just get stuck? Because there's no one to help with the paperwork?
He nods again. Your ancestors fell into that exact trap. Driven to an almost animalistic madness to try to come back anew, to fulfill their imperative of reincarnation, they found their bones and stayed.
That makes a lot of things make a lot of sense. So what now? What do we do? Can we fix it? Is that what we need to do with Luna? If Luna grows or is freed from her egg, does that fix the afterlife here?
First of all, I don't know if you're aware, but Luna tends to go by they, them. That's been a thing we've been doing for the whole show. Don't want to slip
Didn't even
into
notice I
gendered
said-
language.
Damn it.
Let me do that again. I didn't even notice I did that.
Gender, I hardly know her.
All right. So does that mean that if Luna can come out of their egg or grow, they can fix the afterlife here?
You see that here, Jonathan kind of shrugs. The afterlife has never been something that I have fully understood. It is a part of mortal existence. I don't believe that the Reclaimer and the Steward of this afterlife would be the same thing, but they're related. Somehow. It's never really been my business.
Like Gambald and Demoiselle? Working together in some way? Gambald sort of running it and Demoiselle helping people get to and from? Something like this.
The difference between reclaiming and guiding is slim, and likely born out of the ancient sundering of the great central forest. Perhaps.
Okay, so it's a start at least. Do you know anything about how we can get Luna to be who they once were?
Not a goddamn thing.
I thought you were a god. I thought gods were supposed to know things. You've been around, what, how long? Eons and eons and eons. You think you'd be around at some point when Luna hatched at some point? You're a tortoise. You're supposed to be wise.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and then sinks to a knee and picks up a single pebble. And Safra, your eyes change color from a deep brown to a cat's eye yellow. And he holds out a little mirror that he kind of pulls from beneath his robe so that you can see this change. The provenance of gods is massive, but does not necessarily extend to perfect information about how the world works. And he hands you the pebble.
Safra holds the pebble and glances at her very rough appearance in the mirror. She's been through a lot. I don't suppose one of these pebbles will fix the bags under the eyes that you just changed.
I mean, we could certainly try, but if I pick up the wrong one, it could have disastrous consequences. That was just a guess. I got lucky on that one.
What do you... you just pick up a random rock and hope for the best that it's going to do something nice for me? There are millions of rocks here. Anything could have happened. Are you joking? Okay, listen. I am completely
and now
rethinking...
you understand the point. It is not on us to understand every consequence of every action. It is not on each of us to understand how every little grain of sand comes together to form the garden.
I see. But I suppose you could say that your actions have created these patterns. Without you tending the garden, these patterns wouldn't be here.
And thus she achieves enlightenment. Well done.
My brain hurts. But my But what now? What next? I mean, what's happening to my friends? Where is June, Isaac, Gard? What's happening to them?
Wildly enough, they're fine.
Are you technically okay? Did we sort out?
I am. And that's why I wanted to take the time to thank you. Whatever that was got so far into my brain. I have never in my eons of existence encountered anything like that.
But I'm sure that is not the end of whatever...
No.
The vines have in mind.
Much work remains to be done. So you ask what next? I think you know what is next.
All I know is I hope that they manage to figure out how to regenerate Luna. And I'm sad that I can't help.
But you can.
How? I'm stuck in this endless Zen garden of rocks that could do God knows what to me if I touch one.
I send you back. You will have died. But for the moment, until you fix this broken afterlife, that doesn't have to amount to much.
How is that going to... Am I going to be a different person reincarnated? Am I going to be a zombie, a ghost?
You're not going to be a ghost. Maybe zombie. I feel like that's probably a pretty close approximate to the stat block.
I mean, as long as limbs don't fall off, I'm looking rough already. Ugh, she looks again at the mirror and just kind of like puts it down. Am I going to start smelling or like rotting or
the
like
specifics of what happens to your body will eventually need to be taken up with whom or whatever stewards the afterlife. For now, you have work to do.
Okay. All right. Well, if I can assume I am going back as I am, hopefully Spinx is still with me somewhere. I will see this through.
I have something for you,
Love presents.
which I have kept for some time. And he reaches again into his robes and he pulls out a sash, in the middle of which is tied a small bell. And he hands it to you, says, I cannot promise much, but I can promise the full weight of my divinity from a distance.
Saphira looks down at the sash and sort of clenches in her fists, just holding it tightly. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me and my people to get the job done. I told you I would.
That you did. Good luck, Saphira Harissa.
I'm gonna need it.
And Saphira, you see everything kind of go dark as you regain cognizance of your body. Your eyes are closed, and you feel something impossibly light and yet surprisingly firm reach out and grab your hand. You blink and open your eyes as you hear, "Get up, child.
There is still work to be done.
Let myself be pulled up wherever I'm being pulled up.
And you look straight into the skeletal face of Selwa Roxa. Half bone, half apparition, bond, shimmering, jolting between the two, barely holding the soul to the remnant of the body.
I have to say you're looking pretty good for being dead.
In Saphra's head, for a split second, she's like praying that isn't another mirror in front of her. And there's a, obviously completely to herself, just like, I fucking hope I get this done before I start looking like this. We have so much to do. And I don't know where to start.
I think we best start by bringing you to your friends, huh?
Oh. Please don't tell them.
Hello, friends. It's Patrick, your actual, real, non-parasocial best friend, here to remind you that in order to best take advantage of our friendship, you need to be in our Discord. Members of our Discord get to listen along whenever new episodes drop, play games with us in our monthly community events, and even help contribute to the show. The whole thing feels like the Rally Town Square, including Cinder keeping an endless silent vigil over the whole affair. So if being watched by an eldritch automaton who's actually your literal best friend feels like your kind of scene, head on over to discord.gg/unbalanced-encounters. And if not, we still love you, though you will have to compete for our affections with our League of Rally Defenders. They are, of course, Darlene Wallace, Darksteel Panda, Derek Silverstone, GamerTube HD, Icewind Gale, Lord Dreamer, Lucas Carter, Michael McFarlane, Patty, Randolph Jenkins, and Recious Snivy. Though we are taking applications for new Rally Defenders over at patreon.com/unbalanced-encounters. So if you wanted to, move up in those ranks, you could. Okay, that's it from me. I'll see you all in the episode. Bye! We're gonna jump tracks a little bit here. We are going to put our characters down for a moment and instead talk about mechanics. Woo! Because, as you all know, it's a rallying interlude.
Hey.
We're leveling up.
Interlude!
Y'all excited to level?
Yeah, about time.
It's about damn time.
It only took me dying to level up, but it's fine. It's
Hey,
whatever.
we appreciate your sacrifice.
Actually, as a matter of fact, Emily, we're gonna go ahead and start with before we even talk about how we're doing level ups, we're gonna talk about how Saphra is handling this death situation. Would you please go change your race to Reborn? Emily, do you want to tell us a little bit about what the Reborn gets? Because that's very fun.
So I now have orange eyes. Thanks.
Yellow, I think we said.
Yeah, sorry. They have deathless nature. So you have advantage on saving throws against disease and being poisoned, and you have resistance to poison damage. You have advantage on death saving throws, which makes sense. I don't need to eat, drink, or breathe. You don't need to sleep. Magic can't put you to sleep. You can finish a long rest in 4 hours if you spend those hours inactive and motionless, during which you can retain consciousness. So I just sort of lay there with my hands crossed in my coffin.
Eyes open.
Yep. I also have knowledge from a past life. So when you make an ability check that uses a skill, you can roll a d6 immediately after seeing the number on the d20 and add the number of the d6 to the check. You can use this feature 4 times, and you regain all those uses when you finish a long rest.
So you just have like a tiny little permanent bardic inspiration going on there, which is very
cool.
fucking cool. Good God, we're heavy for people who don't need to sleep in this fucking party.
Hey, God!
Late night snack party!
Yeah!
Late nights with Saphra and God.
So we're all very excited for Late Nights with Saphra and Guard. It's going to be a great new spin-off podcast that's just going to be their late night radio show coming soon to a podcast platform near you.
Spinx does the news on the hour.
Oh, Lord. Cool. So, do you guys want to level up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yee.
Cinder, are you sure? You don't sound very excited.
Oh, I'm excited.
Let's do
I'm
Cinder first.
sorry, let me say that again. Let me try again. You ready?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
wow.
Love that.
was-
That's what we're using. Let's go to print. Fucking powerful energy off of that. Not almost sexual energy, one might say.
Not almost. Not almost.
100%.
All of you get your minds out of the gutter. And get them into the boudoir.
Hey! It's fucking stupid.
I would pay such good money for Guard's boudoir shoot. I want that book.
Laying back on the bed with the legs up against the wall, you know, like the classic arched back.
Oh,
The little
I just want
tiny little
to
garter.
reiterate. Wait, his legs are normal person size compared to everything else now, but they're also dead people legs. So they're like he literally has the waist down of a rotted corpse
It's great.
plugged into a giant robot.
So
top.
sexy.
So wait, is that my great uncle Derek's legs? Okay, all right.
I mean,
He doesn't
Derek had nice
recognize
legs.
me.
those calves anywhere.
Derek had nice legs. Let's be
Yep,
honest.
he did.
The biggest
I'm jealous.
shame of losing Derek was losing those legs.
100%. 100%. All the
So-
ladies were jealous.
We are doing something unprecedented in Unbalanced Encounters history. This is our last level up as we head into Arc 5. We're never going to get to do this again for these characters. So I, in my infinite beneficence, have decided that you guys are all going to go to level 10.
Yay. Thank you.
oh wow. Oh, so
The power.
so much power.
Ultimate cosmic power.
Itty bitty living space.
And so that means that everyone is going to get a 3-level jump, which is massive. And we're going to be doing, I think, some pretty interesting things with that space. We're going to be doing some pretty wild stuff there. But I kind of want to work backwards a little bit because I'm relatively certain that our most straightforward level up is going to go to Isaac. Isaac, I think you're picking up the sort of next 3 levels of Oath of the Ancients
you
paladin,
know it.
right?
Oh,
Hell,
you know it.
Stay the course. These other people are fucking multi-class. A focus is split. You know, you need somebody you gotta get that focus. You know.
Get shit out of here.
And so I have absolutely no idea what the fuck you get at levels 8, 9, and 10 for Oath of the Ancients for paladins in general. So I'd love to hear like what are some fun things? What are some of our fun things that we get?
Absolutely. So, as most characters at level 8, I receive myself a wonderful ability modifier boost. We're gonna dump that into charisma because you know my boy Isaac got the riz. We're gonna move after that.
Oh my god. Lord.
We're going to after that level 9. We're talking level 3 spells, guys. We're
cool.
basically spellcasters.
What level 3 spells are you? What level 3 spells are you taking, bro?
You'd
You're the
like
highest
to
level
know.
spellcaster in the whole party,
Yeah.
I'm kind of the wizard of the party,
which is crazy.
I love it. I love it so
I was looking at something cool called Blinding Smite. That might be helpful.
very
It's a little late in the game, but I also have Revivify.
Oh, fun. Oh, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you, Doc. I also get something called Crusader's Mantle. That one seems pretty cool. And I get a bunch of Crusader's Mantle as well as Aura of Vitality. Those are some cool, like, support moves that seem pretty dope. And then after level 9, we go up to level 10 for the wonderful, starting at 10th level, you and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be frightened while you are conscious.
Yo, that's huge.
That's so good.
That's so good.
And then my aura as well gets a little boost because now I'm at 18 for my charisma. So I believe it goes up another 5 for the aura around me for the saving throws.
Hell yeah.
Which
That's
also
awesome.
boosts up to a +4 for everybody.
Ooh. Dude, +4 to saving throws is massive. Like, I swear to God, that whole fight that you guys just did trying to save Jonathan, like, Isaac's aura was such a huge part of what made that winnable.
Yep.
It's so powerful. It's so good. That's crazy. So we have Oath of the Ancients 10th level as Isaac starts to reckon with the fact that he is, in fact, a Blood Warden.
I thought you were about to say is in fact ancient.
That too.
I mean, also.
What a good bit. I missed the bit. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go ahead and move on to Guard. And I think Guard,
Yes.
we've been working in this direction for like a hot minute. You took a level of fighter in our last double level up, right? It was one fighter, one barbarian. Cool.
Oh,
so
yes.
where are you taking it for the final 3? What's the split?
We are going to be leveling up Barbarian a little to grab that 6th level fanatical focus feature of the Zealot Barbarian so I can be better at saving throws while raging. And then we are going to go the rest of the way Fighter. So I'll be taking Fighter up to, I believe, 4th level.
6 and 4? Yes.
6 and 4. That does equal 10 if you are using the standard Imperial measuring system.
If you're using real numbers, not like those bullshit Byzantines.
I'm pretty sure if you're using metric, it's different, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to be going Rune Knight for my subclass for Fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will say this. When you pick Rune Knight, you pick from a variety of different types of runes to sort of enhance you in different ways. And I will say that I picked the runes that I picked based off of the 2 forms that my arms have taken. That of the Anchor and that of the Guide. With a little bit of Demoiselle inspiration and a little bit of Jonathan the Turtle inspiration.
That's so
So
fucking good.
I am in combat. I'm going to be able to help guide my enemies a little bit to do things that I would like them to do a little bit more. Or to help sort of anchor them and maybe have their focus move away from the fight and more into they are stuck where they are and they can't do anything.
That's really cool.
Other than that, other little things that have grown in Guard, and this is through the mechanics of the game, but also I think it's fitting in the character. He's gone through some changes. He's like been a bunch of different things now. So he's just a little bit better at things that he has really struggled with in time. And I think that it's... So for example, Guard always has advantage on insight checks moving forward.
Oh shit. Is that from a rune thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He is better. He's just, he's learning people. And a part of learning people is learning to read people. But the other thing is learning to lie. And he is starting to get better at lying. So he also has advantage on all deception checks he makes moving forward.
Fuck, wild.
That's really cool.
That's so crazy.
Less applicable, but still a part of it. And this is sort of what I don't know how this ties in exactly, but we'll get there. This is also true for sleight of hand. He also has advantage on sleight of hand checks.
It's just Bartleby. It's just Bartleby.
Which I was going to say. I think the way that I'm going to interpret that, unless it comes up in game, is... like the types of games you play with little kids where you like hide things to make them go, oh, where'd that go?
So good. That's
or
so good.
to hang out with a little mushroom that you're trying to entertain.
I love
so
it.
yeah, that's Guard in a nutshell. I have advantage on insight and deception and sleight of hand. And I have all the other Rune Knight stuff. So I have some combat control powers and probably the most important thing that I can do now, and I'm not sure exactly when it'll come up, but it will come up shortly. We've actually seen it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Is that I can get big.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
Hell yeah. That's incredible. Fantastic. All right. And dealer's choice here.
Sam.
Cool.
What?
Who's the dealer? I guess Emily's the dealer.
Whoever answered first.
I wasn't sure who they were.
Yeah, I got in there. Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna go ahead and jump to June because I don't think you're taking any monk levels on this level
No.
up. No?
No, I'm going fighter.
We're going full fighter. Welcome to the fold.
Welcome.
Welcome to the fighter
Let's
fold.
go.
Wait, I can't welcome you. I'm going to stand over here.
Being like, hi.
So, fighter, incredible choice for June. Action surge is going to be fucking silly on top of how many punches you get. Second wind is going to be really helpful for staying up, for hardiness. What's the third level? What's the subclass?
Okay, so I am going Echo Knight,
Yes.
which is so freaking cool. At third level with Echo Monk.
Echo monk.
That's what it is.
Oh my God.
That's what it is.
That'd be
Echo
such a
monk.
sick
Echo
subclass.
monk.
Someone needs to
Echo
make it.
Knight. With I also have Unleash Incarnation. So I can heighten my Echo's fury. Whenever I take an attack
Goddamn.
action, you can make one additional melee attack from the Echo's position.
That's so fucking
So
busted.
there's
What is
another
that? Hold on.
punch
Is that
for ya.
that's 2, Flurry is 4, Action Surge is 2, and then with this thing, it's at least another 1, right? Potentially, I think it's a limited
Potentially
resource. You could do 2. So the most hits you can get in a turn. Is it 8?
I think it's no.
1,
it's
2, 3,
8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think
cast-
it's 8.
Yeah.
I cast haste on the monk. No, I'm kidding.
No! So let's talk for a minute about what the Echo Knight actually does, because you've already alluded to the fact that you can like you can do an attack from its position, but like
Yes.
what is it? What does the Echo Knight actually give you?
What is it? Okay, so we're flavoring this as like this is her bond projection.
Such a cool like evolution of that idea.
Yeah.
Love it. Makes me so happy. It does take a bonus action for me to manifest it. Echo has AC of 14 plus my proficiency bonus, 1 hit point, and immunity to all conditions. When you take an attack action on your turn, any attack you make with that action can originate from your space or the Echo's space. You make the choice of each attack. So I can go back and forth.
That's so fucking good. That's
really
so cool.
Insane.
And I think that in general, everything that we're representing for your fighter stuff, the Echo Knight and even the Interception fighting style, are all going to be in that space of like bond manipulation, right? Like you are going to be able to fully sort of project yourself out into these spaces and also like yoink bond to like redirect attacks and stuff. You're getting pretty martial with it, which I think is fucking cool. So that leaves us with the incomparable Saphra Harissa. You want to tell us what you're doing
alright.
with your last few levels?
Okay, so I am doing one more in Ranger, and then because of everything that's happened, I'm going Cleric for 2 levels. So
What?
what? Patrick acting like he didn't know. So I am level 2 levels of Cleric, and the domain I've chosen is War Domain Cleric,
That's fucking
because
sick.
I just want Spinx pulling a chariot with Saphra on the back like Bodicea riding into battle, and I'm down with that.
gonna be
So that's that's what I'm doing. With that, I obviously get a bunch of spells, which I'll go into in a bit if you want me to. But the most important thing is I am proficient in heavy armor now. So I'm not going to
shit.
be so fucking squishy.
God, that's
Which is
buff
going
as
to be
fuck.
glorious. So I'm going to get
That's
myself some
so
fucking chunky ass
powerful.
armor. I also can harness divine power, so I can get another spell slot up to level 2 once per long rest for a bonus action if I need to do that. I can channel divinity, so once per short rest I can basically either add a plus 10 bonus to an attack roll after I roll, but before I know whether it's like hit or not. So I could do that. if I want to, or I can turn
really
undead
fucking
as
good.
well for an action with channel divinity, so I can do either of those if I so desire.
Also
once
very
per
good.
short rest.
If you turn undead, does it do anything to you? Do you get like acid reflex or something?
I'm just like,
She immediately has to
allergic
sprint
reaction.
away from herself.
yeah.
It's actually
exactly. I
Spinx
have
that
no
casts
idea.
the turn undead, so everybody just has to run away from Spinx.
That would be so
That'd be
funny.
so good. So yeah, I can do. I can also have an extra attack as well. Every I think like 4 times per short rest. I think I have that wherever that is hiding.
Yeah, you get like a
somewhere.
bonus action attack as a War Domain Cleric, which is really more damage throughput for Saphira
Yeah.
is definitely what we need. That's
So
definitely...
now I can do my
definitely what we need.
sharpshooter 3 times in a row if I wish,
Jesus.
which is going to be
That's so
amazing.
busted.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm really excited to see her be
Hell yeah.
even more badass.
Really quickly, I wanted to do a round robin and ask you all, what item are you taking from the reliquary?
I want the glider and the cannon. I imagine I'm not going to use the cannon that much, but I don't want to leave it behind.
Okay.
Can I insist Zisha gives the staff to June?
Ooh.
Because that would be sick.
Do you want the solstice staff?
What does that do then? What?
It lets you control the weather. It's not a super intense. It's a spell that is good if you have time to let it ramp up. It's a spell that like you can make the weather get more extreme in either nice or not nice directions once every round, and then you can keep it like that for a while.
You can also burn your own hit dice to extend the range.
Yeah.
But it's huge. It's a big area. It's a big area. that
Huge
affects.
area.
It's a
I mean, I'd be interested if, Pat, could you tell me if the Empressar is the Wicked Witch of the West and will melt?
Make it green!
No. No. Sorry.
Where did
no.
this tornado come from? Is that a house in the sky?
Because if you want it just like, because obviously you've got a quarterstaff anyway, so it would act the same. So, but
Yeah.
if you just wanted to change
Just
the weather,
gives you the ability
for
to
shits
control
and
weather.
gigs, you can do that too, if you want.
I'd be okay.
All right, cool.
Like fucking
Sure.
why
Why not?
And then
And if you need some help convincing, the boy got a plus 12.
Listen, if you don't mind making out with a half
Yes.
decomposed or whatever,
Yes.
I'm sure she'd be down. So
Your grandma's hot.
well, great grandma.
yeah,
Unclear if her grandma. Actually, to be fair, her grandma. When you guys listen to Small Guts, her
Is
grandma
your
was a
grandma
mean girl.
beekeeping age?
I don't know what
Done.
that means, but it's funny.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Oh
I'm done.
my
Okay.
God.
Let's go ahead. I want to do this because this is fucking funny. Isaac, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Absolutely.
Oh my.
No sarcasm here. He means it. All right. Oh, that was a natural 18 for a 30.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my.
He's like, I'll give you a staff.
god.
That one right here. He's just talking to Horace. So, Horace, what? Oh, hold on now. Who's this young lady that you haven't introduced me to,
Is
Horace?
this your sister?
I'm going to be honest with you, Isaac. I haven't the slightest fucking idea.
And Chief Selwell Roxa kind of pushes him aside and says,
I am the late chief of the Tanin, Chief Selva Raksa. And who are you, young man?
Madam. He puts his hand out for hers.
just full skeleton hand.
Yeah.
Full skeleton hand.
Oh, take you out for dinner, I see. I am Isaac Axe Drummer, Warden of the Western Wilds, here to assist you in any manner that you need, be it business or pleasure.
Isaac, can you please make me a dex saving throw?
Absolutely.
Can I go ahead and take psychic damage now?
Yeah, D4.
That's a 16.
Okay, you needed to beat a 25.
Cool.
She takes your hand, pulls you into like a chokehold, and then fully flips you over and back, putting you into the ground. And she stands over you, kind of leaning on her staff.
Swept me off my feet. I knew it. He just lies there.
So dumb.
You're amusing.
When someone takes my breath away as you have, seriously, damn. I can only wonder where you've been all my life.
This is why I don't have Riz. Blame you.
Safra, you say you spend time with this man, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You need better taste in men.
Did it hurt?
Stop. Fuck you.
We can all see where this is going, and I can't stop it.
Actually, I prefer my taste in women. But, I mean, I suppose now is the time to come out to my family. I'm gay.
Surprising no one.
Shut up, Dad.
Did Howard say that?
We know.
What can I do for you, Isaac Ekströmer?
Does she have eyes?
I mean, kind of like eye holes that are
Yeah,
like
that's what I
kind of
thought.
ghost
Okay.
over them.
As I
yeah.
stare into the abyss of your skull holes, ma'am, I just wonder.
Oh my god.
I can't. It's so good.
Everything has gone a blank. I think the only way you can help me is just to keep standing there looking amazing. Ooh, also that staff. My niece might need that.
Ah, that's what you were getting at. Safra,
Yes.
the last time this was used, I was attempting to put out the immense conflagration of the Eastern Wilds. See that it does you a damn sight better job than it did me.
And she throws it at you.
Oh.
On a fucking 30.
He's on the ground, like he can't get up right now. He's probably
And she
pulled
goes
something.
back over to Isaac and puts out a hand, grabs yours, and just like effortlessly lifts you up.
Oh,
And as for you, little man,
so powerful. Yes, my queen.
you have a young soul. I do certainly hope you learn a thing or two before your next go around.
She kind of pats your face.
You know what they say: young, dumb, and
And we cut.
Oh my god.
Christ. Okay, so that's items sorted. Classes sorted.
Is,
We-
who I am now makes sense to you all.
Isaac
Yep.
still got it.
God.
That's certainly one way to put it.
We are going to go ahead and break to a couple of conversations. I wanted to give you all an opportunity to have a proper group conversation about everything that you have seen. And I think most importantly, take a long rest. I think Pancake sort of breaks up one of the crates of lodestars and starts a fire. And you all settle in for the evening. A lot has happened. And I know that you all learned a lot in a very short amount of time conversing with the Bloodvines. So I want to turn it over to all of you.
June runs over and gives Safra a big hug.
Hello, June. I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, you're okay. You're all right.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
See, Horace, I told you.
yes, well, I'm glad to see that you're all right, daughter.
Guard, you look different.
Yes. I feel different. But I also feel the same. Is that what growing is?
Yes, you've had a very fine growth spurt.
I will then look Carissa in the eyes. And just to remind you guys, because it is sort of new, what my head shape kind of is now is basically the same, but in the same way that the matron had like part of the eye kind of embossed in her head, I have a similar glow sort of emanating out from behind the, like inside of the rock of my head.
The tiger eye.
Tiger eye. And I'm going to look at Harissa, and as much as I can give a knowing look without giving a knowing look, I'm going to say, you look different also.
Oh, is it my eye color? Jonathan has done me a favor because all of us saved him. We saved him, and
Can I do an insight check on
Insight
Harissa?
check.
Of course you can.
And this is to determine why she's lying about what I'm talking about. Like, I'm trying to understand her feelings.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I am going to say I don't think that anybody else this would flag for anybody else in quite the same way.
15.
I'm going to turn this over to Emily. No roll required. Yeah, what does guard glean on a 15?
Harissa hasn't really come to terms with exactly what's happened to her herself yet. It's still so very fresh, very new. And she is afraid of telling anyone else because she doesn't want to upset anyone. Like, we succeeded, we won. Why upset anyone by telling them something they don't need to know in this moment, is what she feels.
Guard picks up on that little subtle nuance of emotion. Yes, I like the look of your eyes now. It's good.
Thank you. I thought the Spinx and I could match. Now, actually, speaking of Spinx, I don't know. I'll get to that another time, but,
We found something that you should use.
Oh?
Here. And I'm going to go over to the stuff that we took out of the reliquary, and I'm going to grab the plate mithril armor that has the Tanine iconography all over it. Pull it out. Do you think this would fit you?
Oh, that... I will make it fit. Don't you worry. That's amazing. She's going to take it, and she's like, oh my god, yes.
And just to provide a little bit of color, this armor is kind of a series of interlocking plates that match the sort of Mongolian aesthetic that the Helm of Authority has. It's these like very flat, straight plates that kind of run down the chest and the legs to provide you some cover. All very intricately kind of carved with the Tanine filigree.
Amazing. I think straight away is just going, maybe moving one of the sort of like flaps of the poncho type thing she wears out of the way so it kind of becomes a cape. She's going to put this thing on over everything else, and it fits surprisingly well, actually. Thank you, God. This is perfect. Thank you.
It looks familiar on you.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It feels worn, but not... You know what I mean? It feels like it was meant... Yes.
Feels like I have seen it on you before.
Yeah.
Can I ask something of you all?
Of course.
Maybe.
How are you feeling?
Scrumpy elbows June.
Go on.
I mean, I'm not super great. I'm very happy to see everybody. I'm glad that we're all here in one piece, but did you guys go through some like weird like mind things
Oh yeah.
when we were apart?
Oh yeah. that'll-
Yes, you could say that.
Like a dream sequence. Somebody was like, I was expecting you. Which is bullshit. Why are they always expecting us? Why are we never told about the memo or the scheduling or the planning? They're always like, aha, I knew this day would come. Like, when? What are you going to tell me?
Well, this thing was disguised as my daddy. And I actually got it to tell me that this person was responsible for my daddy's death.
I'm assuming it's a individual with probably bloodvine situation going on.
Yeah. I think it might have been him.
Well, that takes a load off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whether it was speaking a truth or not, this thing, whoever it is, relishes in seeing us in pain. It wants to break us down, make us weak. They tried the same thing with me, and they said some just as cruel things. Don't listen. Even if it is true, and they are saying that they are responsible for your father's death, use it. Use it against them. Don't let it break you.
I plan on it.
Good.
I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. I'm gonna take him down.
Told you she'd have better advice than me.
You give good advice. It's okay.
Isaac, did you see anything dark? Or did anything speak to you strangely?
Yeah, there were a couple weird rooms we walked into on our way here, but the weirdest one was probably the same individual talking to June, is my assumption, but they kind of told me some information that I had already had, similar to Sapphire's big revealing earlier. I seem to be a blood warden. Shock and all of you.
What does that mean?
Oh. I was hoping one of y'all knew. This is awkward.
The Blood Wardens were those that took control of me and made me work for the Empressar and Rally in the first place.
Guard, give me an insight check.
That's a good point. Do we even remember the ones that poofed in front of
Guard does.
Sligo? You know what I mean?
Guard does.
Hey, it's the reason why I can use this. And he holds up the sword.
Just veins wrapping
Ow.
around the sword.
13.
Oh, God.
Guard, you piece together for what might be the first time that there were blood wardens, entities that were wardens that were wearing that almost Celtic knot symbol in every room that you were allowed to see in the Imperial Palace. They were always armed, they were always in uniform, and they were never terribly far from people of importance.
From what I remember about my time in the palace, from what little I've seen, there were always blood wardens around, watching or protecting, or maybe both.
So you're one of those, Isaac? Is that something to do with when you were a warden before?
That's my assumption. I mean, I thought I got all this power from the Western Wields, but my gotchas always seemed a little off, and this kind of makes sense with all the cool magic. I mean, CJ doesn't seem to look like that. I don't know. He also said I was really bad at it, so that might have something to do with it too. I think I got fired.
Does that mean, was Daddy a blood warden too then?
No, I don't think he had any of the spells or abilities that I do. He's pretty much a good guy.
I don't think your gotchas make you inherently bad.
No,
Isaac.
just my choices in life mainly.
Fair, yeah.
Christ.
What do we do? What's the next step? We have to get Luna somewhere so they can reform. Jonathan knows nothing about how that works, which is annoying, but
I mean, I have some ideas, but it kind of requires us to head in some directions that are more backwards than forwards, if that be possible.
What were you thinking?
Getting the hell out of here is probably the main priority. And then, I mean, I know of one place that does really good at growing and or, bringing life to things.
Would this have to do with an individual that wears sandals?
I mean, you saw it when we first met him. He was making entire trees start their whole process over again, and I don't know, I think maybe we can figure something out with a little bit of his assistance.
Speaking of which,
Ah!
where is... Oh, hi.
So
Sorry,
many of you guys, all everywhere.
Yeah, it's a bit crowded these days. We got a lot going on. No, I was just gonna say, speaking of which, isn't this usually the part of the Rallying Interlude episodes where Porky shows up?
Yeah, where is that guy?
That seems narratively significant. Maybe he's on vacation from vacation.
How much PTO does that guy have?
We're going to cut to Guard and June. I think as the fire is starting to dwindle, most people have found some measure of comfort and are drifting off to sleep because it is an impossibly difficult day doing improbably divine things. And the two of you, I think, are up still and have drawn off to yourselves.
Can you hold things with that bird hand?
Yes, I just have to be a little bit gentle.
It's so cool. I'm a little worried about your legs. They just look
What's wrong?
kinda...
What's wrong with them? I lift one. It's little. They're smaller than June's legs.
They're just kind of tiny.
They are, and I punch them. They feel strong.
That's good. I like it.
There is something I would like your help with.
What's up?
I don't think I put myself together in the best way, and I need to change it a little.
Okay. Like what you already got?
Sort of. Can you see the bond connecting things in me?
And I'll take a look.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a second to sort of focus and to clear your mind, but yeah, it's not terribly hard.
All right. Yeah, I can see where it's connecting.
Do you see where my biceps connect to my forearms? And I point to the bones, the dragon jaw bones that are my biceps that have like these sort of praying mantis style teeth coming inward.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Okay, can you punch me as hard as you can in the bond? Right in the elbow, but like harder than you've ever punched me before. And you don't have to hit my arm, just the bond.
Just the bond.
Yeah, and both of them, please.
All right, yeah. Hold on. Okay, I think I got an idea. And she'll take a couple of steps back, and she'll take more than a couple steps back. She'll take like 10 steps back, and she'll dart at Guard and 5 feet, and as if she's continuing to run up to give a punch, she'll separate from herself and cast her Echo to continue on and slam into first the bond in his right arm.
When you hit Guard in the elbow, where the wireframe bond holds the pieces together, they kind of fritz a little bit. And you see the light behind Guard's eyes kind of like flicker. Ow! As Guard exhales in a deep pain, and you hear the grinding of metal against bone as the bicep with the teeth extending inward grinds down so that they are going up the back of his arm, sort of like fins, and he holds out the other elbow. The other one, please.
Pop, pop.
Smashes and he... Ow!
Are you okay? Are you okay? And she from the 5 feet back, her body just appears in front of you. The projection, the Echo Knight disappears.
Oh, yes.
Are you alright?
Oh, that hurt a lot.
I'm sorry.
No, I needed that. Thank you.
Here to punch your bonds anytime.
Okay, this will work much better.
Do you want to test it?
Yes, and Guard will give you a big hug. Does this hurt?
How hard are you hugging?
Regular.
No, it doesn't hurt. And she'll wrap her arms around your neck area.
Amazing. I did not want to hug you and hurt you at the same time, so I needed the spikes to go out instead of in.
Oh, God.
What?
That's very sweet and considerate.
Well, I love you, and it's important for when you hug people you love that they don't get hurt.
I think that's the first time you've ever said that word. I love you too.
We're going to jump to Saphra, because Saphra wanted to have a conversation with her father.
Saphra goes into a little pocket on her side and pulls out her mother's wedding ring.
He takes it.
She was already dead when we found her.
I had reconciled myself to that quite some time ago. But still, it never quite hits in the way you expect it, no?
You can say that, yes. I am sorry for your loss.
You have become very tactful as an adult, my little one. But I see that you are still just as kind.
One of the family had to have some kind of empathy, I suppose.
Saphra, I would like to tell you something that I have spent many a night considering, and I want you to understand that I do not say it to diminish any of your experiences or to excuse my part in them. Your mother and I were so very afraid. All our lives, we had been led to believe that we had a given responsibility, that our lives were not our own, that we had no choice but to perpetuate our line and to protect it.
Like Luna has been protected. A seed that is kept in the dark, unable to grow.
Quite. We did not think we had a choice in what we were responsible for or how we went about it. But in the very little time that I have gotten to know you as an adult, you have shown me that there is always a choice. I know that whatever it is you're going through, I cannot even begin to imagine how it makes you feel.
And he reaches out and gently puts a hand on yours and says,
I am relatively certain that you arrived in this place through the last possible means that I would have liked for you.
All you need to know is that how I ended here is my choice. Everything that I've done has been my choice, and I am so glad of that. Even if those choices have been hard, and they have led down hard paths, I got to make those choices. And I would do it all over again. Because how can you go through life feeling that nothing you do matters, that you have no choice? I couldn't imagine. I hope now that you have choice. You can do what you want, what you think is right. And be glad at the end that you did. That's all I can hope for you.
That is a generosity, a kindness that I am unsure that I deserve.
The last few days have put things in perspective for me. But come on, and she's going to punch him in the arm. Get up, make choice. Live your life.
I'm relatively certain that the first choice I'm going to make is trying to sleep.
That is a choice.
I don't know if Scrumpy had mentioned, but we both have like 3 levels of exhaustion. It's really fucked.
Yes, you need to... you need to...
Your mother and I reconciled ourselves to each other's deaths long ago. We knew the world we were living in, the deals we were signing with Agravar. I am sorry that she is gone. And you do not have to be. But in part I am sorry that she is gone, because she could have learned so much from you.
I don't think she would have, but...
Hard to say, frankly. Stubborn woman.
I just hope that wherever she went to has more in it than this.
Yes. And Sappho, speaking of choices, when we get out of here, I'm going to find your brothers. And I am going to assure that whatever remains of the Tanin can help you fight whatever is coming next.
Good. We will need them. And this time, we will win.
And with that, we are going to cut to Isaac.
Oh, all right. All right. What am I looking at here? And he just looks at the big seed. You said it's like 10 feet?
Yeah, about 10 foot in diameter.
Oh, okay. Seed. Big old seed. Yeah, Luna. You're the one everybody's been looking for. Well. Ah. I'm probably scared now. A new adventure of life and all that. He looks at his little notepad. This one seems a bit new. He's gonna place a hand on Luna. He said this is a seed, correct?
Sure, yeah, sure.
I would like to cast plant growth.
You dirty dog, you.
Oh my god!
You dirty dog, you.
Oh my god.
Isaac, the first thing I need you to do is roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Fantastic. 25.
You feel death seep into your bones.
That's not good.
A pulsing, a searching through the marrow, twisting, knotted, guttural. This thing is looking to reclaim. It is looking for the weight of age. It is looking for the weight of generations. But you don't have those things, do you, Isaac Axe Drummer?
That's a baby spirit.
And what you do have is will. You have a choice to make here. Do you take the responsibility of exerting your will over this god and this space? Or do you allow this sensation to pass and avoid that responsibility?
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Wild, bro.
Fuck you, Pat. Oh.
Oh my god, which one is the right answer? I don't even know. Oh my god.
That is Isaac's fucking journey, man. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
So when you say exert my will,
You don't know what that means.
oh,
You don't know how it will end. You don't know what it will mean. All you know is that you could let this thing pass, see nothing come of your endeavor, and let the world move around you. Or push back and tell the world how it needs to eddy in this moment.
I think he feels that moment, and he goes back to a conversation he had with Dale at the fighting pits, and a very much younger and less humble Isaac said, "They're weak. They need us to guide them." And he looks into Luna. He says, "I'm weak. And we need your help. Sooner than later." And he will exert his will.
What kind of plant would Isaac think of in this moment?
It is similar to a Japanese maple.
Yes, the Animarum trees.
Yes.
The red Animarum trees. You approach this with kindness, but in the end, you are exerting your will. We see your forearm tense, veins bulge as you push back against this thing. And you feel the hollow of your bones empty and see cracks in the facade in the shape of maple boughs. And nothing else happens in this moment. But Isaac, you feel changed. And Isaac, as you pull away from the surface of Luna, you catch something out of the corner of your eye. And you turn and you see it kind of slink into shadow. And you are staring down a plasmic shape similar to the ghost, similar to Guard. A long, narrow body, impossibly long, tendrilled arms, tiny back legs. And it sits up almost kind of snake-like. Axe Drummer, glad to see you made it out alive.
Hello?
All right. The body. Matron, we have a situation.
Oh, hello.
Hello, matron.
What's the situation?
And she shifts slightly, holds out this 5-foot arm, and you see a gecko. Wide sun hat, simple white filigree that looks like face paint across its face. It stands at about your height. And silently, It offers you a single wooden sandal. So we have one more character that we need to level up in this rallying interlude here at the end. Don't think I forgot about our friend and bathhouse major domo, Melmanon Lapignon.
Our long-eared friend.
How you doing, Sayer? It's good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to be here.
We've got a little bit of work to do on our buddy Mel, because the last time we saw Mel, and we never really got into this in the actual season, but the last time we saw Mel, he was a level 1 paladin and a level 2 bard, no subclasses, just like out here with the bare minimum, doing the most with the least, truly.
And he does what he can. He does what he can.
Also, you've been like in charge of a very large component of the afterlife for, I think it's been almost a calendar year, like at least 8 months in the real world. God knows how long in sort of funky afterlife time. And so,
oh yeah,
we're going to be bringing Mel up from 3 to 10.
Good gracious.
As we prepare for our 5th and final arc, A Tree Grows in Bloodshed.
It's like he's doing cocaine of the soul to get that much of a level jump.
The soul, yeah. Well, we're gonna pretend, you and I, and anyone listening to this, it's a secret between you, me, and the thousands of people who listen to this episode. We are truly we're gonna pretend that it's been incremental level ups the whole way. So we actually have some decisions to make. What I'm curious about is how we want to break that down. You've got 3 levels already, and we're going to be taking 7 more. How do you want to divvy those up? Do you want to put another level into Bard at least? Go ahead and tip that up to a subclass. I feel like that's a pretty good place to start.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think because he's been in charge, he probably hasn't been having to do much of the heavy lifting, necessarily. So his skills are probably veering towards far more person to person. And so I think Bard is definitely going to take a big jump here.
We're taking at least 1 level. We're definitely going to be getting a subclass.
I think with his background in Paladin and that martial beginning, he has a desire to still be physical, but I think it has been refined in a way. So I think what makes most sense for me is veering towards something that's a little bit more action-based. I was thinking swords.
I'd love to get just like a little bit of we definitely don't have to like do a little cutaway scene or anything, but I would love to get a little bit of flavor as to like how Mel has been upkeeping this martial capacity.
Absolutely. I think if we were to see a montage of scenes of his day-to-day, it would be a lot of administration work, a lot of greeting, a lot of working around the bathhouse in a very person-to-person kind of way. But then it would be broken up with sparring matches with Reevesy, finessing his rapier work. I think that's how he gets out his frustrations or his anxieties or anything that's pent up. I think actually the tree that he and June climbed during their last time together, I think he spends a lot of time sort of doing dancing footwork around the trunk of that tree.
I like that a lot, and I want to put just a little cherry on top of that montage. I think that your propensity for kind of martial arts as your way of keeping, sort of fit and grounded in your still somewhat mortal body, right? Like you, I'm sure, have drifted into this space of quasi-divinity in a real hard way, but this is probably something that keeps you grounded to like, I am a person. I wandered in here with a mortal body. This changed form is what is sort of real to me, right?
Yes, yeah.
That exercise, that martial arts proclivity has been confirmed as the right choice by the handful of times that you've needed to physically get involved in breaking up these Myconid raids that won't fucking stop.
Those damn Myconids.
And they keep getting worse. I love this. So we're going College of Swords, one level at least in College of Swords. Do you want to talk a little bit about the other class that we thought might be fun for Mel and how we want to maybe do a level breakdown there?
We're going to get a little Archfey Warlock up in here.
Just kind of looking at like Fey Presence as that first level feature, synchronizing so well with some of the Bard and even some of the Paladin, like, you know, kind of the persuasion and intimidation vibes that we've gotten off of Mel already. I think it's got that manipulator tendency to it that I think works really, really fucking well. Do we want to put a button on it and say, yes, your patron is Ganbald, or is it more kind of the place itself, the office, if you will?
Ooh, I like that. I had been thinking Ganbald for sure, but I wonder if there is something interesting in almost placing it as the office.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a legacy here, right? Like throughout the course of this, you know, in the bonus arc, Old Folks' Tome, we saw the kind of office, quote unquote, established by the song. It was eventually passed on to Ganbald the Learner. You know, now Mel has sort of stepped into that space. I love this. I'm going to put something to you if we decide that we want to make it the office. I want you to have a title. Every deity has a title. Ganbald is the learner, Demoiselle is the guide, Jonathan is the anchor, Sligo is the cleanser. They all have a title. If the office is what gives Mel these warlock abilities, what is Mel's title as he takes on the mantle of the office?
Something like either the composer or the lyricist.
That's good. Let me think. Is it too on the nose to call you the poet?
Oh, God. No, I think that I mean, with everything that Mel has done up until now,
Yeah.
That's who he's been shaping himself into. He is the poet. That is the way that his bardic magic comes out.
It absolutely
through poetry.
is.
So
it absolutely is. And what an amazing full circle to the song.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I like that quite a lot. I like that a lot.
So do I.
Okay. I'm curious, does that come with it an element of how Mel, sort of an affectation to how Mel does the job? Is there an element of poetry that he brings to his interactions with the space or the denizens of the bathhouse?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly in the way that he greets people. He still has the tradition of, as soon as new arrivals come to his office, he casts friends on them.
The only good use of that spell.
Yeah, exactly. Which comes out through the brief poetic line of, "Welcome gaily, my good friend, to your health I shall attend." He's taken the mantle very seriously, that this is a place of rejuvenation, and there needs to be, top down, a representation of serenity and calm, and everything is in control here.
Which I think is something that has become increasingly difficult.
Absolutely.
But I love that Mel's committed to the bit. All right, we got one last point of business to discuss here for leveling up Mel. What is the Bard Warlock split?
While Mel might have chosen to lean more into Bard, I think the influence of being in the afterlife, and particularly now being influenced by this station, this office, this patron, that has advanced Warlock further than he would have just done so himself. So I think Warlock will take the lion's share of the levels.
Cool, so we're going to do, sounds like 6 Archfey Warlock, total of 3 Swords Bard, and 1 Paladin.
Correct.
And so that's Mel. And I know what you're thinking. listener, I know you're thinking, hey, can we see what Mel's been up to? Can we kind of dip into Mel's whole life? You know, can we figure out where he's been for the last, like, slug of months? And for that, I will say, you're going to have to wait for the next episode. Okay, I love you, bye!